3 reasons is all I need. Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new video in which I give you 3 reasons why you should be watching the Showtime series Billions. I've watched the first 6 episodes and I believe I've got the reasons that you need to jump right into it. Billions follows a hedge fund billionaire, Bobby Axelrod, played by Damian Lewis from Homeland, going head-to-head against a U.S. federal attorney, Chuck Rhodes, played by none other than Paul Giamatti. Chuck Rhodes essentially trying to build a case against Bobby Axelrod. And to make matters more complicated, Chuck's wife, Wendy Rhodes, played by none other than Maggie Siff, Sons of Anarchy, who happens to be working for Bobby. Also starring Malin Akerman playing Bobby Axelrod's wife, Wendy. Number 1. Now here's the thing. The epic conflict between those two titans, those two very powerful individuals, is really the centerpiece of this show. Every episode just goes deeper and deeper between those two forces going head to head. What's really interesting is that you know that Bobby is making a lot of money, but you don't know how he's making it. Is he breaking the law? Is he a bad guy? And on the other hand, Chuck, who's trying to build that case against Bobby, he's not just doing it for innocent reasons. He's not just doing it because he wants to, carry out justice and all that kind of stuff. He has his own reasons, some of them good, some of them not so good. So those just two forces going head to head make this just brilliant and exciting just spectacle episode by episode. You just cannot get your eyes off of it. It's very, very compelling drama. Number 2. So to drive those big conflicts, we're very lucky to have some amazing performances that are just building out very interesting characters. But what's more compelling to me, the secondary characters that are supporting those storylines are actually sometimes a little bit more interesting than the main storyline, because you find out a little bit more and it actually sets up some situations in which you're starting to see some potential from some twists and some turns. A very good example for me is the character of Kate Stasher, who plays one of Chuck Rhodes' assistant district attorney. Throughout the episodes, you're starting to see her character build up more and more and more life to it, culminating in a really cool scene in a bar where you're starting to see a lot more of who she is and what she's doing there and what's driving her, what's her motivation, to the point that I was actually more interested in her storyline at that moment than what was going on with everyone else. And that says something. If a secondary character can be that compelling that you want to find out more about them, that's how you know they're really well written. That's how you know they're really, really well thought out, and the performances, obviously, by the talented Condola Rashad, are just absolutely worth watching. So that makes Billions a very special show. Number 3. So I hinted to this as well. Part of having all these secondary characters is that you also have these smaller storylines that sometimes are related to the bigger conflict between Chuck and Axe, but sometimes they're just, tangential, not fully 100% related to what's going on. They're just little snippets that live by themselves, don't necessarily need to be added to the episode per se, but I'm glad that they are, because they make for such entertaining and such compelling insights into who those characters are. I think notably some of the storylines for Axe's wife, Lara, played by Malin Akerman, those stories are very, very compelling. They're very smart, they're very simple, and sometimes they're very twisted, and they just are peppered throughout an episode, and it just culminates, and you're like, oh yeah, see what you did there. Oh, not bad. Oh, all I can say, don't mess with Lara. Just don't mess with her. So there you go, guys. Those were my reasons why I think you should be watching Billions. Have you watched it already? If so, what's your favorite part? What do you like the most? Comment below and let me know. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our great content coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye. I think what's scary about this show is that there's some elements to it that, although they're fictionalized and it's drama, it's about hedge funds and billions and all of that, this is real. These hedge funds do exist. These forces and these deals do happen. And it's so really weird to actually see how it's happening in the background. Now, I don't know how much fiction is in them, but it actually is kind of chilling and scary that so much money is going from one group to another and it's impacting so many people at the same time. So